What's going on, everyone? My name is Tarts, and this is my run through of Crota Lanterns with a Warlock. Now I'm level 32, my armor is as high as it can be, and my icebreaker is capped out. Now many of you may say, it's like, oh, why'd you cap out your armor? Well, it's because once your weight of darkness gets above 5, your agility really doesn't make a difference. It accounts for all of a half a second from lantern to lantern, if that. The reason I upgraded armor was because you can take like 2 or 3 more hits, you know, if your agility wasn't maxed out, or if your agility's maxed out, you'll only take like 3 hits to get your shield, or 2 hits to get your shield down, and then 2 hits to death. While if your armor's maxed out, it's like 3 or 4 hits to get your shield down, and 2 or 3 hits to death. It really depends on the level of defense your armor is, because if many of you don't know, your armor, when customizing your armor and agility, your armor is your actual shield level, while your defense is your red bar, essentially. Now the reason I chose Icebreaker is because it can account for that missing agility that I already have, along with it being one of the strongest guns in the game. You could essentially hip fire or quick scope it, and I can one-shot any of these level 33 thralls anywhere. And they give the Icebreaker effect, which kind of slows down other thralls, as you can see in this piece here. Some of the times they'll get stunned, sometimes they won't, sometimes they'll just keep fucking running. I don't know why. It's a big inconsistency that needs to be checked out, or not, either one. Now, what else is key to the strategy? As you can see here, there are 2 or 3 times it's this rock, and there's another rock, and this one, and skip this lantern entirely. Okay, that is supercharged, that reminds me. I have my discipline maxed out, so I can be a little more generous with my grenades, and that's very key to the strategy, but you can also have the reverse. If you have your intellect maxed out, that means you can use your super more than twice. As you'll see here, I save my super until, I believe it's this run, maybe? No, it is the next run. I don't care who you are, it's almost guaranteed that you will die on that lantern, because it's such a long run. Your weight of darkness gets up to 7, and after 5, that's when the thralls really can start catching you, and they're not just having to lunge to try to get you, and they're hitting that kind of invisible hitbox behind your back. Because if you don't know, if you watch your friends run this, they'll get hit, and thralls will miss them by inches or centimeters, depending on where you are watching this video. And this is the lantern. You know, try to kill as many thralls as you can with a solar flare, and then as soon as you get back up, throw one at your feet and try to get out of the way, because they will just lunge wherever you just revived. And it's a bit of a bitch. Sometimes they'll even just charge your ghost. The only reason mine didn't charge my ghost was because I already had a solar flare pretty much on my ghost. And I don't know why I didn't die here, because it's again, it's one of those miracles, because I really should have died. And right there, again, there are 3 or 4 times in this clip that I clearly should have died that I didn't. I guess that was my luck building up after 2.5, 3 hours trying to figure the strategy out. And just to show that this works, once you figure it out, I joined in on some friends who were running Crota Hard from scratch. I don't remember if I needed it or not, because once you get 32 on all your characters, you're essentially just on an exotic hunt, like I am. Like I said, Galahorn is the only exotic weapon I still need, if I've said that already. And it's a bit of a bitch finding the last exotic weapon you need outside of Crux, because that's not a weapon. It's A, a material, and B, just a trophy. I mean, gives you Necrochasm, not necessarily the greatest gun in the game. But a lot of the strategy is self-explanatory. Like I've said before, throw the solar flares into the lanterns. Try not to throw them at your feet if you can manage, because you'll hurt yourself more than you'll hurt the actual thrall. Now this knight here, most of the time, I think I've seen him once stay at the base of that lantern when you're actually legitimately running lanterns, and he will charge down. As you see, I'll run on the opposite side of the lantern because he will charge down from the hill. If I were to have run the other side, he would have swiped me and slowed me down enough where a couple thralls could have killed me. That's why I did that, and as you see, I took a hit from a thrall there. Pretty much, if you've reached this point with your super up, or almost up in my case, you're pretty much home free. That's pretty much all I can say. Oh, and I got off topic. Back to jumping in with friends. I jumped in with them, and there was a guy who was a hunter having problems doing it. He was like his only third or fourth time doing it, so he was having a few problems. And I was like, screw it, guys, do you want me to do it? And I was on my Warlock. And like, sure, if you can run it on your Warlock. I was like, yeah, I can do it without the cheese. Because I didn't want to waste the time of trying to do the cheese, because I'm not really good at it with my Warlock. I can do it with my Titan, no problem. But my Warlock, not so much. So I wouldn't recommend it to many people. And so I did it. And the only flaw was, we eventually just ran as a team. The only flaw is coming up to this rock, not necessarily this one. This is the rock I recommend on this lantern, because you don't have to train the thrall, you don't have to throw a grenade out, you don't really have to do anything. They'll just eventually just run away from you. But this rock here, it's important to keep your weight of darkness off, because once it gets above 2, you can't make this jump without more agility. Anyways, but with that group of friends, I jumped on this rock, and the transition from that little blade or sidewall, whatever the hell that is, to the rock, I over jumped it, and so I just fell off the side, and it was done over with by then. But key thing here is you have to have your super up. I cannot stress that enough. I mean, if you're good enough with Black Hammer and you have it on your person, I didn't have it on my character at the time, and I was too lazy to go grab it out of my vault, then you can potentially take down the ogre. Because as you can see here, he takes quite a while to come out. So you have plenty of time to pop a special ammo synth or whatever you need to do, dig around, hell, even in your Destiny app, because I did this as a hunter one time, and I had to go dig my Black Hammer out of the Destiny app, and I actually had time to do so, and the ammo from my icebreaker transferred over, and I think it gave me like 5 or 7 rounds, I forget, it may be 6, I don't know, 5, 6 or 7 rounds, enough to where I could just crit lock him and keep getting that precision mag bonus. Anyway, if you got into this point and you haven't killed him, let him kill you, let the clock tick down to 2, pop your super, and you're essentially home free at this point, unless for whatever reason he glitches out and he comes to the center platform, which I've seen him do. As you can see, he's shooting me in the back, and that's why I zigzag here a bit. But anyway, if you made it this far, then congratulations. You've ran Crota Lanterns as a Warlock without the cheese. Anyway guys, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, or if you don't do that, then, well, fuck you. Actually, no, don't fuck you. I hope you have a nice day. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck running this by yourself. Peace.